Hi, my name is Frank Ambezi, and I'm the co-founder and co-director at Fresh Start Advisory. Today, I wanted to tell my story about why we started Fresh Start Advisory and what was the story behind this. Now, I'm a character that didn't start investing in property from a very very young age. I'm age 29 at the moment, but I didn't start this journey at a very young age. For a lot of my career, I was actually in trades. I was a mechanic for 11 years of my life. And I went through a lot of pain, trial, tribulation. I nearly started another business, a couple other businesses that failed and didn't get off the ground because of they didn't sit with my values, or wasn't didn't sit with my goals. And during this time, I was looking and searching for something, and I ended up picking up a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that which changed my life, changed the trajectory of my life. I started going down the route of learning about real estate, learning about investments, and this took me down. And this is when the light bulb moment had, and I remember I had an epiphany. And I remember real estate was something that just clicked. So at this point in time, back in 2018, 19, I was researching and learning as much as I could about real estate. I was going to seminars. That year I went to 12 seminars in 1 year just on real estate investing, and just educating myself, paying for courses and learning and educating myself. But at this point, I went to one seminar that was a free seminar, and there was a company that's selling these new off the plan properties, and it was an investment firm. And this person took me on their wing, and at this point, I wanted to become a part of something that I loved. I hated my job. At this point, I was wanting to do something that I truly loved. I never had that feeling before. So I was with this investment firm, and I thought, this is going to be a good different change of my life, a change of trajectory of my life, doing something that I truly love. So I ended up buying a couple of properties in the space of less than 6 months, off this firm. And one of them wasn't off the plan; it was already established, but it was a townhouse, Melbourne metro area. And today, that property hasn't grown since 2019. That property has barely grown in value. It's grown only $20,000 in value from what I've purchased it. It's negative geared by nearly $10,000 a year, which it's costing me to hold that property. Even though I've got someone in there renting it, it's costing me an extra $10,000 a year to hold that property. And then I ended up buying another one off them straight away, which was off the plan. Now, this property I had to wait 6 to 7 months to get built, and when it did get built, it came under market value. So what happened was I was putting down a deposit, and the property came over $60,000 under market value. So what happened was I had to come up with an extra over $60,000 of cash that was just going to go to the bank, and it didn't go towards the house at all. So it was money that was being flushed down the toilet. The property was already negative geared over $6,000, and it was costing me to hold this property, and it cost me financially because I didn't have that money at that time. Luckily, I've got the right family and support around me that did help me at this point in time. But I'm in debt to them, and I'm very lucky to that they helped me. But that was at that point in time when the switch went on. And these people didn't help me. They didn't call me and say I'm sorry for what happened, or nurtured me. All they wanted was, oh, when you get your next investment. And it was this point in time that I learned previously about these investments, not to stay away from them. But when you get taken down a path, someone that's trying to, sputter you up and telling you all the things that you want to hear, and it's something that it's not right, but you're just feeling important. It took me down a path that made me do a lot of that made a lot of mistakes. But this was a catalyst, because that's when the turning point in my life changed, and that's when I learned. I was like, I don't want anyone to go through the same thing I went through. That have properties that haven't grown in value in the last 3 4 years. To have properties that are costing nearly $20,000 a year to hold, that are affecting their lifestyle, and that aren't be able to live a life of freedom, abundance, choice by off their property portfolio. Yeah, statistics don't lie. It's 0.4% of Australian investors don't own more than three investment properties. And the reason why is because they don't understand property. They don't get the right help, they don't get the right support, and this holds them back from achieving their dreams. So from that point on, we started Fresh Start Advisory, and we said, how can we help people make sure that they don't go through the same experience that I went through? And so my key value was to make sure I can help and change that 0.4% of Australian investors that own 3 or more investment properties. Because, property is something that is tangible, but as well something quite dangerous if we don't get the right advice. At Fresh Start Advice, we help and inspire people by giving them their time and money back, by giving them support and giving them the accountability to keep moving forward as well, and helping them keep on track with their goals. And our strategy that we've used and what we've created, the tantalizing trio strategy, is one is cash flow positive properties. We don't touch nothing unless the property puts money in your pocket after all expenses. Two, properties that are in high growth areas that grow in double digit growth every single year, and they're growing value. So then you can use the equity to release and buy, if it's goods, or if not, to use that equity to buy other investment properties. And our last piece of this is number 3, which is forced appreciation or value add, adding value to the property, doing a cosmetic renovation to release equity or improve the quality of the property, as well increase the cash flow. As well, doing things like development in the future. So targeting a property that you want to develop in the future, targeting a property where you want to subdivide the block and sell some of the block off, targeting a property where you can add value by adding a granny flat on the back of the property, which is an extra income, an extra little, like a bungalow at the back. Why we do this is because we don't look short term, we look long term. We look for our clients. We don't want to look in the short term and say, yeah, this property is going to grow in value X amount, it's going to give you a rental return X amount in the space of 1 or 2 years. We're looking long term, because property is a long term game. And so this is why I wanted to start this, because I wanted to help people, inspire people, to help them make this fun, make property investing easy and fun, and little as little as no risk involved. I got burnt, I got stitched up, and I don't want this to happen to people that are watching this video and jumping on board with Fresh Start Advisory. Our goal is to help and inspire people. I'm not here to take people for a ride. I didn't come from privilege. I didn't come from a wealthy family. I made a lot of mistakes. I came from a different background, a different career. But I had a drive, a passion that something that has stuck with me, and I love what I do. So this is why we started this company, and it's been quite successful, and we've helped a lot of people achieve their goals, people from all different ages and walks of life, from people from the early 20s to people in their 45 or 50-year-old people that are couples that wouldn't believe they could even purchase 1 or 2 or even 3 investment properties, which some have gone on to, which is an amazing thing, helping them achieve their goals. So thank you for watching to the very end. This is to show you and explain to you why we started Fresh Start Advisory, a bit about my story as well. That will, I guess, maybe some of you people that are listening, that will resonate, because we do get a fair few people that had made mistakes from their property journey. But of course, we're always here to help and point people in the right direction as well. So welcome to Fresh Start Advisory, and we thank you for watching this video.